Vehicle Spec family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2026 Honda CR-V LX in urban gray pearl with the black interior. This one is all-wheel drive. Starting off with the front fascia here, you have full LED headlamps, so LED high beam, low beam, turn signals, you can see them on, and LED daytime running lights. LED fog lights are not available on any CR-V, and you do have some functional bumper curtains on the bumper itself. On the lower portion, it's mostly flat black. The grille is also flat black. You do have your Honda emblem that houses your radar for your Honda sensing. Now you do have active grille shutterings down below too that can either open or close for cooling or better MPG. Above the grille, you kind of have like an eyebrow here that cuts through the headlights. It is chrome on different models. That'll also be gloss black. Urban gray has been a very popular color in the Honda and Acura lineup. You can see that pearl when the sun hits it. It's a beautiful color. For 2026, Honda kept the same design cues for the CR-V. So you have the wide windshield, you have the slimmer A-pillars, you do have the windshield pulled back a little bit more for better visibility, and you do have the door mirrors kind of mounted a little bit lower on the door, not on the corner of the door itself. You have body colored on the side mirror. The bottom portion is flat black. LED turn signals integrated into the side mirrors themselves. And around the windows, you have chrome going all around. Body colored door handles. You do have this belt line going across the whole CR-V. Bottom portion here, and you have you have flat black on the lower portion as well, and some above the wheels. Now the LX comes standard with 17-inch steel wheels, actually, no alloys, and you get hubcaps on the LX model. If you want alloys, you have to go up to at least an EX and above. Now this one does have a protection package on it, so you can see this wheel locks in there, splash guards behind the wheels, and there is a cargo tray in the trunk. Coming along to the rear of the CR-V, just like the 2025, up above you do have a shark fin style antenna that is body colored. You do have a flat, actually mostly flat black on the window spoiler, some body color in that middle portion there. Higher packages will have more body colored or gloss black. You do have your LED third brake light integrated into the visors, not the visor, the window spoiler. You have your exposed wiper. You have your all-wheel drive sticker here. This is how you know if you have all-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. No sticker, two-wheel drive, sticker, all-wheel drive. It's kind of a homage that Honda brought back from their earlier first and second generation CR-V. You do have LED tail lights. Now they're not full LED, so the brake lights are LED. The turn signals are a standard bulb. Yes, you can see it there. And your reverse lights are LED. Your license plate light bulbs are also LED. You're gonna have the CR-V or your emblem blacked out through your dealership. On the lower portion of the bumper, it is flat black with your reflectors. You don't have any exposed exhaust tips. Because this is the turbo 1.5 engine, you do get dual exhaust, even though on the hybrid has these tips that look like, they're not real tips, but they have these exits that look like they're dual exhaust, even though the hybrids are not dual exhaust, it's single. But then on the turbo, they're dual exhaust, but they don't show off that they're dual exhaust. So that's pretty interesting that they do that on the non-hybrid models. Now let's take a look at the key for the CR-V, and this is the same design key as 2025. I think everything went to this key. I think the Ridgeline is the last model to get the new key. So on the LX, you have lock, unlock. You can unlock the trunk. It won't open the trunk. It unlocks the trunk. You have your panic, and there is a button right here on the side that you can pull. Well, you push in and pull the key out for the emergency key blade that's in the fob itself. If you want remote start, you have to go up to an EX. And if you want smart entry, where you put your hand in the door handle, it unlocks for you, you have to go up to an EX as well, because the LX has no smart entry available at all. You have to use the key lock unlock to lock and unlock the CR-V. Also on the LX, you do not have blind spot monitoring. You have to go up to an EX and above to get that feature as well. So let's open this guy up, take a look at the black interior. Starting with the door card, like I said, remember this is the lowest model you can get, the most affordable CR-V. So it is soft touch up here. You have this kind of black textured material here, flat black wrapped around there. This is soft touch too. This is also soft touch, but where you rest your elbow, but it's not the softest in the world. Single stitch there. You do have auto up down for the driver's window only. The passenger and the rear windows, you have to hold up and hold down. Power locks, power mirrors. You have your chrome door handle, like chrome wrapped kinda. You do have a speaker grill there, CRV stamped into the door, and you do have a bottle holder and some storage there. The LX model will give you cloth seats. It is a nice design. They kind of got some faux leather in there, but most of it is cloth, and you do have white stitching going around it as well. It is a manual adjustment for the driver and passenger seating, so you have the pump to go up and down. You lift for your back, and then you have to pull the bar here to move forward and back. On the passenger side, it's forward and back. You can move the back forward and back, but there's no up and down option available. Let's jump into the CRV. We're gonna go ahead and turn this guy on. So foot on brakes, you push the button there. It is a nice and warm day, as usual. Taking a look at the interior in the CRV, very familiar to 2025, but the 9-inch touchscreen display is standard on LX and up now. So previously, I think it was like a 7-inch display. And since you have the 9-inch display in the LX, you also have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Also, you get this new UI as well. Now, this UI don't have multiple pages like the Sport Touring, because the Sport Touring get Google built in, but everything else below the Sport Touring will have this UI where media is on one side. If you look at audio sources here, you have FM, AM, USB, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth. There's no XM available. I think the XM is not available in the CRV anymore. I think that's gone. Here, general settings here. You have additional settings you can set here, and that's pretty much it. And then, of course, once your phone is paired, you have your Bluetooth settings there. You do have a physical home connect button to connect your phone, and a volume knob and power, but that's new for 2026. Now, you do have a 7-inch driver instrument cluster here where it's half digital and half analog. So you have a speedometer, and that's digital. And on the left side, you can view different information such as, let me go back to home. So we have range and fuel, which we were just in. You have your speed and time. You have audio, what music you listen to, what source. You have your phone, driver attention. So if you fill that up, the CRV will recommend you to pull over and take a rest. All-wheel drive torque distribution, because this one is all-wheel drive. You do have wearing a seatbelt. You have your oil life. You have safety support. So here you can choose, well, you can check on and off some of your safety features. So road departure mitigation and collision mitigation braking system. You can have no content that shows nothing, but you can also switch your speedometer, because digital right in the middle, to kilometers if you need to. Brightness, you do have your VSA mode. You can turn that on and off. You have vehicle settings. So in here you can change TPMS, driver assist, meters, what is that, meter setup, lighting setup, and door setup, and more options. Gauge display, warning, back to range and fuel. And of course you have your fuel and what gear you're in, your odometer, what mode you're in, all in that middle gauge there. So easy to read. The Sport Touring, I think Trail Sport and up finally get a full digital instrument cluster. So it's not this half digital, half analog. This is only for the LX, the EX, I think the Sport, and that's it. I think anything above that will get the full digital. Now, you don't have a leather wrapped steering wheel. This is more of a polyurethane material here, but still good to the hand. Not too crazy. The leather do feel a little bit more smoother. The left side, you have your next track, previous, volume, you have home, you have voice command, and you have the scroll wheel. That's what I was using to control that left pod over there. On the right side, you have some of your cruise features. So you have cruise on and off, cancel, resume, set. You have your adaptive cruise control distance there, and lane keeping assist on and off feature there. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we do have your light switch here. So I'll block the sun for you guys. You have off, auto, low, and on. Not low, parking lights and on, and you do have high beam assist standard in the LX, which is nice. On the right side, you have off, intermediate, low, and high, and you have a switch for the rear wiper, intermediate, and on as well. On the left side of the steering wheel, a lot of blank buttons because this is the LX model. You buy this model because you don't need all the bells and whistles. You have an air vent, it's wrapped around flat black. This is soft touch up here, which is nice. This is also a slightly soft touch. Flat black plastic there, no buttons down here, manual adjustment steering wheel, so you can go in and out, up and down, plenty of different adjustments as well. Down below, you do have your standard pedals here, so you have your gas, brake, and dead pedal, and it's all rubber. You have the lever there to pop the hood, and that's pretty much it. You get in this model because, like I said, you don't need all the goodies. Right below your infotainment display, you do have your air vents here. You do have this textured material here, like on the door. I like how this holding is not gloss black. This is gonna last way better or way longer than gloss black. Single zone climate control. If you want dual zone, you have to go up to an EX model. And same thing for heated seats. There's no heated seats on the LX. You have to go up to an EX model, but you do have digital temperature, so you can put the temperature exactly where you want it. You do have auto for your climate control, air circulation, front defrost, on and off for the fan speed, and you can turn it to raise and lower the fan. You have rear defrost. If you want heated side mirrors, you have to get at least an EX and up, AC on and off, and the modes. So face feed only, face feed, defrost feed, however you want it. Now down below from your climate control, you do have 2 USB-C ports and a power outlet. And what's new for 2026 on the LX model is a standard 15-watt wireless phone charging pad. So at Honda made that standard in all of the models. More storage over there. It's texturized, so your phone's not gonna be flying everywhere unless you leave your phone on the pad. Now you do have your shifter here, standard shifter, no push button. I know the previous CRV hybrids had that, and a lot of people complained. It's not leather wrapped, but it feels way more smoother than the steering wheel. Usually these match, so that's interesting for the LX. You do have your drive modes here. It's a toggle, so you have normal, econ, and snow. So you have those 3 options in the LX model. Down below that, you do have your engine idle stop defeat button. You have your downhill cruise control. You can set this up to 12 miles per hour. You have electronic parking brake, and brake hold is standard. And if you go to reverse, you do get a backup camera, and it is Honda's multi-angle backup camera. So you have a wide angle, you have standard, and you have a top down as well. And it looks nicer on the 9-inch display. They pretty much took the same camera and put it on a bigger screen, so the quality kind of goes down a little bit when you do it that way. You don't have a brand new processor for the bigger display, but for anyone that want to see better, this will help out a lot. And you have your brightness over there. You don't get cross traffic because you don't have blind spot monitoring. You have to get an EX and up to get the cross traffic and blind spot monitoring. So park, reverse, neutral, drive. You can put the transmission into an S mode or a low mode, so that's nice to have. Cup holders down below. It's all plastic here. Storage here is all plastic. Your armrest here is soft touch, single stitch, and you can see the big storage in there. No coin tray that usually come in the higher models. LX does not get that. You do get a lockable glove box, which is nice. Now it is damp, so it opens slowly, but it's not lined with felt, but it is a bin style. Really nice. Up above your touchscreen display here, you do have your standard rear view mirror, no auto dimming, and you do have your LED interior, standard interior lighting as well. There's no moonroof available on the LX. You have to get at least an EX and up. But if you get an LX, you have more headroom because you don't have to worry about a moonroof being in the way. Also, the headliner is like a beigeish, grayish color as well. I think the hybrids or any of the sports will have, pretty much the hybrids will have a black headliner. Anything with sport or sport touring, I think trail sport is the same as well. So you do have your lighting switch here for the doors. You do have your sunglass holder there. It is lined, so at least it won't scratch up your sunglass, which is nice. Sunglasses. You do have a vanity mirror, no light. I think you get that in the EX and up as well. So let's jump out of here. Oh, the speaker system before we jump out. It is a 4-speaker sound system. I think it's 116 watt or something like that. It's 160 watt, excuse me. It's a 4-speaker sound system you have in your CRV. So let's jump out of here to take a look at the rear passengers. So here you can see the door almost open 90 degrees. One thing I love about CRVs. So if you have car seats, you have booster seats, it'll be much easier to take things in and out, or you're a little bit bigger, things like that. You can get in and out a little bit more easier. The rear doors, hard touch, downgraded, which that's what I was expecting. Same textured material here, all flat black. This is hard touch. Slightly soft touch on where you rest your elbow, not as soft as the driver. Window switch, door handle. You get one speaker down there. You get a bottle holder and more storage down there. That's pretty much it. The rear seats do mimic the driver and passenger seat as far as the design. You just don't have that fake leather strip in there too, so they kind of get downgraded a little bit back here. One thing I love about the CRVs is You have the exposed tethers for car seats and booster seats or anything you need to put back there, which is really nice to have. And let's jump back in here because the sun is cooking me right now. So we get back here. This seat is all the way back, and look how much room I have. I'm 5'10". CRV is one of the roomiest back seat in the segment. You do get air vents back here, no USB-C ports, and it is a single zone, so you can't have a separate temperature for back here. Just whatever the driver wants, that's what the driver gets. No mat pocket behind the seats. I think you get at least one behind the passenger if you go up to the EX. You do get a foldable armrest with cup holders, soft touch, and reclining rear seat. So look how far that one is. I want to jump out and show you guys. But yeah, door handles up there. You have a light switch up there. Let's jump back out of here. And this one, I believe, is all the way, let's see. So this is all the way up. And let me move back so you guys can see. So you have about, I think it's like 8 different positions of recliners. Like, look how far back your rear passengers could really lounge back there if they wanted to, which is nice. And you can pull to drop it down and fold that guy down as well. So speaking of fold, let's take a look at the cargo space back here. So manual tailgate. If you want a power tailgate, you have to at least go up to a trail sport. I think trail sport and up. So EX also will have a manual tailgate like the LX. And you do have plenty of storage back here. Now, the rear, I guess, I don't know what you call this, platform here is adjustable. So let me move the floor mats out the way. I'm gonna show you guys. You can raise, oh, dang, I think it went flying. You can raise and lower the floor mat. So right now, the floor mat is at the lowest position. This cargo tray is also optional. This is part of the protection package you can add to your CRV. But you see how this floor is lower? You can raise this guy up so it can match up here. Just like a, oh my God. There you go. You put on the ledge there, and look at that. It's more flush there. Now, when you do have the ledge up, I mean, the mat is kind of floating up here now. It's not seated anywhere. But it's cool that you can raise and lower it. On the hybrids, you can't move that floor at all because the hybrids have part of the hybrid battery in the floor. So if you get a EX, LX, or EXL, you're able to have this platform that can raise and lower. Also, those 3 models come with a spare tire. Now, it's not a donut, and it's not a full tire either. This is a 155/90 tire, so it's a 17-inch rim, but it's just not as wide as the standard tires. But I know some people want a spare tire. You have to get a gas model only to get the spare tire standard. You can't lift the same thing on the hybrid and add a spare tire. It just won't fit. There's no space, so you get your tools and everything there. With the platform lower, you do have storage over here, storage over there. Actually, you have storage if it was raised as well. Now, one thing about this generation of CRVs is you do get a hump back here, so you don't have a flat floor when you lower the second row seating. So that's something to pay in mind. You may have to put something, when you raise up the floor, put something here to kind of be flush with there so you can sleep back here if you're gonna camp back here or anything. LED lighting in the cargo space, grocery hooks. The cargo cover is not standard. You have to add it as an accessory so you can see there's an indent there and kind of hook it right there so no one can see what's in the trunk. You do have a 12-volt power outlet back here. Nice touch to have. And you do have tie downs here. This is mostly for if you add a cargo net. You probably hook it up there, and then you have a tie down there. So it's a very versatile cargo space because if you look at it, look how wide it is. Look how low the low floor is. So if you have something heavy, you don't have to pick it up as high. If you're trying to save some money, you want a new SUV, LX is the perfect package for you. You don't get all the bells and whistles, but you get all the safety features. And now you get the standard wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and the touchscreen display. That's all you need. Before we jump out of here and take a look at the brochure, let me turn this guy off and actually pop the hood for you guys so I can show you the engine. The LX comes standard with a 1.5 4-cylinder turbo, and that's the only engine option you have. If you want the 2-liter hybrid, the 2-motor hybrid system, you have to get either a Sport, Sport L, or Trail Sport, or a Sport Touring. Now, what's standard on the LX are struts on the hood, so no more prop rod. This thing holds itself by itself. That's a nice touch even on the base model to have. And you can see the engine here. There's no cover covering everything up. You can see everything here. This makes about 190 horsepower. Honda's had this powertrain for a while. It debuted back in 2017 And it's funny because the LX model used to never come with this engine. You get the 2.4 4-cylinder, and I think in 19 they went to this 1.5 standard, got rid of the K24, so the 2.4 liter engine. So we're gonna go ahead and close this guy up. Easy, like I said, no prop rod. Let's jump into the brochure, look at some colors you can get, interiors, and more features. Welcome to the 2026 Honda CRV trim walk. And if you want to take a look at this, HondaInfoCenter.com, choose your model. It'll give you the trim walk of every Honda. Right now, we're focusing on the LX model, so you can pause this video and take a look at everything on here that the LX have standard, or you can just go to InfoCenter.com and check this guy out. But let's jump in and actually build us a CRV LX. So here's all of the models here. You can see all the different trim levels and starting MSRPs. Now the starting MSRP does not include destination handling in this price here. When you actually build one, it'll show you the full amount. Now you can get two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive as an option on the LX. All-wheel drive is $1,500 more. So you get a two-wheel drive, gas mileage about 28 city, 33 highway. All-wheel drive will be 27 city, 31 highway. So most people are probably going to buy all-wheel drive because you're not like drastically losing MPGs going with the all-wheel drive versus the two-wheel drive. Anyways, so single scroll turbo, internal wastegate, makes about 190 horsepower, 179 foot-pound of torque, matted to a CVT transmission, and you have the available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system. So let's jump out of here and let's choose all-wheel drive and let's look at the exterior design. So crystal black pearl, you have the option of black cloth interior only, and if you choose meteorite gray, it also only come in black cloth interior. You choose solar silver metallic, black cloth interior. I'm recording this really late, so I'm over here falling asleep. But these three colors, you do not pay a premium price for. Now, when you jump into platinum white pearl, you have gray cloth interior, and the gray is gray in the middle and black on the outside. See this middle seat right here is black. You need to take a look at this interior color in person because on the computer right now, this looks beige or like almost like a tannish almost, but it's actually gray in person. No black. That's interesting. So no black interior on white. Oh, okay. And then you have radiant red metallic, which only comes in gray cloth material. And then you have urban gray, which only comes in black. So I think previously the LX, you had the option between more than one interior color if you choose white or like gray. But now every model, well, every exterior color has one interior color. So that is interesting. We're going to go ahead and continue with urban gray pearl because that's the that's the exterior model that we've reviewed on here. Now, the LX comes standard with 17s and their hubcaps. A lot of people complain that in 2025, 2024, whatever, SUVs should not come with hubcaps. But Honda's like, you know what? This is the base model. You get a hubcap doing alloys. You can move up, or you can add these optional 18-inch alloy wheels. I think the hubcap is fine because if you're trying to get this model anyways, you don't want like extra stuff. You kind of just want the basics, and that's pretty much it. But these look fine. These look cool. These wheels do look cool on the LX. And you get the bronze. Let's see what that looks like. That's pretty loud, but it's not that bad. We're going to stick with the hubcaps right now, and let's look at some of the packages. So these packages you can add from your dealership. I guess does the LX and the CRV, I don't think CRV come with PPO packages. Yeah, I think the bigger SUVs come with PPO packages. But you do have the all-season protection package 1, 2. You have the HPD package. So if you really want to dress up your LX, you can get a tailgate spoiler, the emblems, front lower bumper trim, lower door trim accent, fender flares. Let's go ahead and add this so you can see what it looks like. So it gives your LX just a little bit more aggressiveness. Oh, you get the no, it's always this color, right? Am I bugging? I thought it was a hybrid. Oh yeah, that's like a hybrid thing here. That's interesting. You get the hybrid front bumper spat or what's going on. Fender flares. Yeah, it really switched up the LX look. Protection package, and you have the utility package. So running bars, roof rails, crossbars, running boards, and more. What is the and more? Seat back protector and trailer hitch. Interesting. I think this is a popular package here for someone that wants to like have a hitch and roof racks and all that good stuff. So, okay, we'll take that stuff off. Let's take a look at the one-off accessories. Let's start with the exterior. So if you add the roof rails and the crossbars, you can have a bike attachment frame mount, body side molding, there go the crossbars, door edge film guards, you have the door handle film, door visors, one of my favorite accessories. You can add the HPD sticker if you don't want the whole package, you just want the sticker. You got the fender emblems, you have fender flares. Look at that front lower trim. You can just make your front end look like a hybrid. That's interesting. Wow. Hood air this is an old school accessory right here. Hood air deflector. I guess people still throwing those on their car. Let's take a kayak attachment, lower door trim, roof basket. You have the short roof box. You have roof rails, and look like they come in black. Do you have the option to choose the color, or they only come in? I guess they only come in black, which makes sense. Running boards. You have the ski snowboard attachment, splash guard set, snowboard attachment. You get the tailgate spoiler. You get a tent if you want to, trailer hitch. And I think the hitch is not a 2-inch. I think it's like a smaller one. Like, what is it, like 1/4 or something like that? Why doesn't it tell you on here? That's interesting. So you can tow up to 1,500 pounds. The hybrid tow up to 1,000 pounds. But they should throw on the size. I think it's not a 2-inch. I think it's like 1/4 or something. I can't remember. But you have valve stem caps, the locks, and wheel lug nut set. Let's look at the interior. And look, you got some goodies in here. So all season floor mats, cargo cover, because it no longer comes with that with this generation. Cargo net, organizer, cargo tray, door sill protection film, first aid kit. You can add a heated steering wheel to your LX. So that's nice to know. And the illuminated cargo sill trim. This is definitely new because when I worked at Honda, I don't think this was available. You could get the cargo sill trim, but it was not illuminated. I'm curious to see what that looked like in person. But you have the illuminated door sill, interior illumination. I wish you could choose multiple colors, but it's only soft light, LED, white LED soft light. But nice touch for the interior, rear passenger window shades, and seat back protectors. Let's take a look at electronics. You can add parking sensors to your LX, which, you know, some people have to have this feature. And this is front and rear. I think the previous CRV, when you added parking sensors to a lower trim, it only was the rear. I don't think you got front sensors. So it's nice that they give you front and back and engine block heater. All right, let's take a look at the pricing. So you're looking at the base price of $32,420, so $32,420. Urban Gray Pearl is $455 for the paint. And you, oh, why got roof rails in here? I mean to keep that thing on there. Let's take that off. Where you at? Remove the roof rails. So no roof rails. Destination handling is $13.95. MSRP is $34,270, which is interesting because, you know, base price on SUVs are just going up and up and up. I remember base crossovers in the size, the compact size, was like, what, mid-20s or somewhere around there. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about the CRV, about the LX. Would you get this model? Would you get a different model? Would you get an EX, EXL, or a Sport Hybrid? Would you get a different car? RAV4, Rogue, Escape? Let's talk about it. Drop a comment below if you already have one. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next walk around.